You don't know how many times when I was working in the business, I'd get phone calls from people and say, the only time you come to our community is when there's a tragedy or when something bad happens or when it's negative. And we want to cover things that are good in your community. People used to also ask me all the time, why don't you ever cover good news? And every new news director that would come into our operation, well, except for one, they'd come in and say, we're going to cover hard news. And I used to always wonder, so what is hard news? What does that mean? Is that's the latest murder or the latest person who was killed on the sidewalk or something? And then we hear about it for the next 6 months when, yes, it's important that someone died or someone was killed, but good night. I don't need to listen to that for the rest of the day. There's a lot of other things going on in this community, and that's what we want to show. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that's what we have to show. If you're tired of it and you really want to set the agenda in your community, this is what we're all about, and this is how I think you can do it. People keep asking me why I left the news. In the last few years, I felt like the guy that was there to keep the commercials from banging into each other. Felt like I was regurgitating press releases, and culture's changed. We don't want information delivered the same way anymore. We want to be part of it. See, that's the whole thing, is we want to be part of this information chain. And are we rolling? Yeah. That we are intimately connected through this camera and through your computer, and I know how to do that. I understand how social networking works. I understand, obviously, the news business, but here's the best part. I know how to connect people by telling their story. And that's what I'm doing now. It's kind of a way of giving back the message to you. It's for me, it feels like it's what I said on the campaign that I wanted to do, was give the power back to people. Instead of entities that go out and set an agenda for an area, let's set our own agenda as a business, as a city, as a community. And I can help you do that because I do get it. I do understand how this works. And that's what I'm good at. So here's how I can help you. You hire me and my team, and we'll come in and we'll put a video story on your website to tell exactly who you are, why it's special that you do what you do. If you're a community, let us come in and show the community who it is. I think a lot of times communities anymore don't really know themselves. They are told who they are, or they read it in the paper, or they see it on TV, but that's really doesn't register with them. So let's go in and really show the community. Don't make it up. This is going to be truth. It has to be the truth because people can smell, a long way. That's one thing I used to always get told in the media is our consultant people would tell us that you have people who are watching who most of them have only an 8th grade education, which never rang true for me. And they'd say to us that, so you got to dumb everything down for people. I totally disagree. And I think we thought we could just tell you things and you would buy it. And what I always found is, I don't care how educated you are, you know what it smells like when it smells bad. And if it doesn't smell right, you're not going to buy it. And one final thing. People keep asking me and saying to me, Rick, you look like you're at peace, like you're having so much fun and you're finally doing the thing you want to do. And it's like, yeah, I really am. I mean, I guess I had a career to try to give people a voice, and now I feel like it is so, I found it. This is the way you do it. This is how it happens. And I'll tell you what, there's no feeling like that in the world. When you see people coming on my Facebook or my website or other sites that I'm involved with and getting their voice heard, even if I don't agree with them, doesn't matter. Their voice is heard. And that's the thing, the power of people, that is so big. And I think that's the thing we've taken away from them through the elections process. I think it's the thing we've taken away from them through the media. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be overcritical, but I think it's true. And it makes us as people kind of lazy. And so we get back and just let everybody else do the talking for us. That ain't good enough. And this is a way that I think we can take some of that back. So I'm really excited about it, and I think I hope you get involved. And even if you don't buy our services, I hope you'll hang out on some of our websites so you can kind of get involved in the conversation, and especially if you disagree with me, because I like that the best.